Hello guys, what's up and welcome to the new rendering tutorial from the SketchUpArchStudio. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how we can create some super artistic or photorealistic render in Enscape for SketchUp. Let's get to work without any type of stop. So, I'm going to click on the view management. I created some type of camera shot before this tutorial called shot number 1 in here, and I'm going to click on it and turn off the view management in here. So I'm going to click on the visual setting, output, and my resolution on the custom mode with some number about 1080 4060. So I'm going to turn on the save frame, and this is my main view and main frame in here. I'm going to click on the visual setting in this place, move it a little bit to the left side, and I want to start my job with focusing on my targets, my guitar, flower, and vase. So I'm going to reduce the field of view as I can to some number about 34 degree. I'm going to turn on the depth of field, turn off the autofocus, and play with the focal point. I want to focus on this guitar. So I need to focus on this edge of my instrument because it helps me to create some type of better realistic render because sun power focused and locked on this place, and your focusing on this place can help you to create some realistic render. 1.9 is good number for it, and I want to increase the depth of field to make the background a little bit blur. It's not too bad, so 12 or 11% is enough for it. I can turn off the auto exposure and re-expose my render manually. It helps me to generate good renders, something like that. But you can use the auto exposure and hold it with the auto exposure number. 58% is good. I'm going to click on the image bar and increase the saturation a little bit to create some type of colorful render. 110% and color temperature absolutely is the warm color temperature, so I can decrease it to some number about 4600 Kelvin. Motion blur not useful because we don't create any type of animation, but when I increase the bloom option, I can increase these faded light in here and helps me to create super artistic renders. Look at these vase and flowers leaf in here and guitar's body. But it's totally not really realistic, so try to decrease it and hold it with some number about 8%. And I can increase the lens flare to create this type of graphical render, but it's a little bit too maybe artificial, not realistic. So try to manage it and hold it with some decay number about 34%. Alright. The vignette can be increased because I need some dark render in the environments. So I prefer to use 72%. Chromatic aberration. If I increase the chromatic aberration, you can see what will happen in your lighted area. You have some type of RGB unsharp edges. And it's completely depends on you, and if you want you can add it. I don't want to add it, so I'm going to type 0. In atmosphere, I'm going to increase the sun brightness to see what happened. You can see this part of my jive will be burned out. But when I decrease it, it will be fixed out. So I prefer to use 66% for the sun brightness. Shadow sharpness completely 0 because in the interior lighting we usually have soft shadows. But in this case we have sun power. So when I look at the right side, sun pass the window and curtains, so we can have some type of sharp shadow. So I can increase these sharp shadows to something like that, maybe 100 or maybe 82%. Artificial light brightness not really useful, and ambient brightness helps me to create some better realistic environment in my interior design. And sky option is not really important. So finally, in the output, we have last step for the rendering. I can click on it and change my file format from PNG to JPEG, XR, or TGA. It completely depends on you, Targa file or some other things. PNG have better quality in the pixels and the structure of the picture. So I will come back to the main bar. Before I increase my rendering quality and some other things, I can press F and turn back to my shot number 1 here. Everything is good for me, everything is perfect. And if you want to create more realistic, you can add some type of hidden lights at the background, but it's not really necessary right now. I'm going to click on the visual setting, change it to the ultra quality. When I change it to the ultra quality, we have some changes in our lighting. So you can fix it out with the exposure, some number about 64%. And if you want to know that how you can manage your lights in your interior, you can change your mode to the white mode, and white mode helps you to see what really happened in your render. I want to take my first shot with the white mode, so I'm going to increase the outline as I can to some type of good number, about 32%, and close it in here. So I'm going to click on the visual setting another time. I can focus much more, about 32, and in the image bar I can reduce the awakenate a little bit, about 50, and I'm going to render this job on my desktop and call it white render, and I can press save. It takes a little bit time, and after that white render will be generated for you. When the white render generates now, you have better details on your rendering. So I can open the white render on my desktop. This is the first render that we have in here. And when I come back to the Enscape environment and change my visual setting to the none mode and turn off the outline, plus I want to increase the awakening to the 64 and re-render my job, I can see all the changes at the same time, and it really helps me out. So I'm going to click on the screenshot and call it non-render. I mean RGB render. So I can remove it and press save. It will take a little bit of time. It depends on your graphic card and hardware accelerator. So be patient about it. And it's over. So I'm going to close the Enscape in here and open the new render of the Enscape. So the choice is yours. Which one is better, white render or the non-render? If this content is useful for you, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your valuable support, and goodbye.